So OBJ is another one that came up a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously a guy that's had multiple knee injuries now, but theoretically is supposed to be back, is supposed to be Baltimore's number one wide receiver. They're paying him a pretty healthy amount of money with this kind of risk, I guess, associated with bringing him in. What should we be expecting from OBJ this year?
So because of the ACL, he had an ACL revision. I look at it as it's kind of standard to know, like, your first year back from ACL is probably a dip in productivity. Your second year back, you're more likely just to be good to go. So this would be his second year back, right? But he also had a revision. And so the best way I would kind of describe this is, like, they don't need to dig a new tunnel for OBJ for his surgery. The tunnel's already there. So they're just kind of cleaning up what's ever inside to do this revision. And his knee is now used to those mechanics already. I don't see a problem with OBJ actually coming back this year and being very productive, as long as he's done everything he needs to. It was kind of funny, after his first ACL, there was a big video, I don't know if you remember, of him running on a treadmill, like full sprint, right? The interesting thing is you never saw him accelerate and decelerate. And one of the first, or the hardest things to come back after an ACL is that acceleration. To get to back where you were pre-ACL is that, first 5-10 yard sprint of acceleration. So I kind of laugh when I see these players that, get an ACL and you see them sprinting on a treadmill, or you catch them running by the camera on the 50-yard line, but you didn't see their takeoff and you didn't see their deceleration.
Right.
But I do think that he's good. I think he's far enough out. He's taken that year. He's had a good surgery. From everything that I've read, it was just a very straightforward revision. So, and
he's another guy where now you're seeing the full videos. Like, now you're seeing him run routes. You're seeing everything. You're seeing the cutting. You're seeing the get off. You're seeing the slow down, the breaks, the turns. The whole thing is out there now, and it looks pretty slick so far.
Oh, he looks good. And all the unnecessary one-handed catches too that you see.
I can't think of anybody that makes catching the ball look as easy as he does.
It's ridiculous.
Like, even Chris Carter had maybe the best hands the game's ever seen, right? That's like his thing. A Hall of Fame receiver whose calling card is like having the best hands, making those spectacular one-handed catches. And there's a video out there somewhere of Carter like explaining to a reporter how he catches one-handed, like literally walking him through. There's a jugs machine over here, ball's getting fired at him here, and he's walking him through the mechanics of like how to catch one-handed. But even that looks harder than OBJ does it, right? Who just snatches it with like no thought, not even cleanly, just like plucks it with fingertips in a way that I think can only function if you have those C-Tac gloves or whatever. But like, even the difference between maybe the best hands to ever do it and OBJ is big. The difference between those two guys is significant. Like, OBJ makes it look easier than Carter did when he was walking you through how to do it whilst talking to a guy. It's crazy.
I know. His ability to make that look so simple is kind of sickening. My wife threw me a passy the other day. She tosses me pacifier, and I miss it by like a foot with my hand. And I was just like, I'm such a disgraceful athlete. Yeah. And you look at like OBJ, he'd like close his eyes and catch a fade in the back corner like it was nothing,
Oh, we just posted our rugby video, so I don't need any more reminders of what a disgusting level of athlete I am right now. But it's amazing to me like how not cleanly he's able to do that. Like, like Larry Fitzgerald, again, some of the best hands ever. When you look at his hand size, they're huge, right? It's like he should never drop the ball because like the margin for error that his hand size gives you is insane. Right. But when you watch him catch, it's almost always cleanly, like perfect technique. It's in the hand, it's in the palm, it's like full surface area working here. Right. OBJ is the only guy that consistently can catch like with his fingers.
Right.
Like the ball doesn't touch his palm.
Yeah.
It's like snagged out of the air with just 3 or 4 points of contact with that sticky glove and just sticks. It doesn't come out. Like, how the hell does he do that?
Yeah, we're going to find out something like down the road, like his finger workouts have just like, to the extreme.
And like his hands are big, but they're not, like Larry Fitzgerald's, I'm pretty sure, are significantly bigger than OBJ's. And there are other people out there with much bigger hands than that cannot do that.
Right.
I don't know how he's able to make that happen.
Yeah, it's funny.